Hey, mom friends. So I thought I would go through my own enneagram report to show the importance of why it's really good to know yourself, especially during times of crisis or trauma or pandemics. So I am self identified as an Enneagram type 3. And if you're into subtypes, I'm a 1-to-1 3. So I do really well with one-on-one relationships. And I think that's why I got into coaching because I love meeting with other moms one-on-one and just going deep. So anyway, um, I've noticed some things about myself through this quarantine time and this anxiety producing time that I can relate to what I know about myself through the Enneagram. So, um, to give you a little overview of what a type 3 is, they would be considered a competitive achiever, someone who looks to success and achieving goals in order to feel loved, to accomplish things and be the best at things. Um, we're ambitious and efficient. We're driven. We're also really adaptable. So that's something I've kind of noticed in this quarantine time where I can adapt to pretty much any situation without a lot of stress. And so when I'm told that it's safer to be at home, all right, that means home needs to be a safe place. But then I find myself getting a little antsy and I want to get out of the house. So I'll go for a drive or I'll sneak into the grocery store. And I'm feeling like I need a sense of control. I don't like it when people tell me what to do or what not to do. And so this sense of control kind of takes over, which I found interesting because when I think of the Enneagram types that likes to control, that's more of a type 8. So then I was doing a little more studying on the type 8 and why I would move there. In the Enneagram system, we don't just, stay at one number. There are many numbers that we move to in different situations. A 3 have each number has two wings. One is a 4 and one is a 2. And sometimes we lean more one way than the other, but I like to teach that you need both wings to fly. So to be integrated and to be healthy, you want to look at whatever your situation is from both of your wings to give you different perspective. And then from each number, there are lines. And one is a stress or a stretch line, and one is a release or more of a healthy way to go. And so when we are stressed or anxious, 3s usually go to a 9. And 9s are more peacemaker, more of a go with the flow, um, looking for security and um, wanting to just not disappoint people and not go into conflict. They don't like conflict. But I wasn't finding myself going there. And so when I looked at my report, I noticed that my 8, my active controller, is pretty much stronger than my 9. So when I personally get stressed, I actually go to an 8, not a 9 that I should go to naturally. And so the awesome thing about knowing this is when I see the signs of that stress, of that 8 coming out, wanting to control, not being vulnerable, I can trigger my memory and say, oh, wait, I do that when I'm stressed. And so I can rein it in. I can take control and say, wait a minute, why am I feeling stressed? What is triggering that reaction? Why do I feel like I need to be in control? And what should I do instead? So now let's talk about the other line that I'm supposed to go to when I'm not stressed or to release that stress. And that would be going to a 6. And 6s um, are into like anticipating problems, being honest, being loyal. Um, it's also a lot of anxiety producing, but I don't find myself going there when I'm anxious. But um, I do tend to go to a 6 sometimes, but then I looked at my report again. And in that release category, my 5 actually comes out stronger. Probably because I'm married to a 5, and when you've spent almost 30 years with someone, you tend to pick up on some of their responses and behaviors. So I actually don't go to a 6, I go to a 5. And the 5s are the quiet specialists. They do a lot of research, they do a lot of analyzing. And you know what? When I can get online and I can fact check, or I can look at statistics or percentages and see what the real information is, that actually calms down my anxiety. I don't feel the need to go to my 6 and um, create it. That tends to it's not as helpful for me for whatever reason. My 5 is stronger than my 6. So knowing all the numbers on the Enneagram is super helpful, but knowing how you specifically move from your core type to your wings, to your lines, stress, release, is really helpful getting through something like this. I'm also finding comfort that I'm not the only one going through this chaos. The whole world is going through it. And there's something about that that just brings me peace and comfort and um, just a sense of knowing that it's going to be okay. We got to wait this out. We got to do what we need to do. We have to do our part to shorten the length of time that we need to be in home. Uh, and we have to figure out why, what's bringing us to those stress points because we don't want to, right? It's not healthy. We don't want our kids to see their mom in an unhealthy place because then they get scared and anxious and angry. Uh, so if we can work on ourselves so our kids can have a healthier environment, if we can know ourselves, we're going to give our kids the best mom that they need and that they deserve. So I would love to go through your Enneagram report with you. The IEQ 9 is the one I use in my coaching, and it's 95% accurate. That's how they claim, and it's pretty thorough. I mean, you can get a 22-page or a 44-page report, and boy, it's going to tell you more than you ever wanted to know. But it can be a little confusing too, and it's helpful to have someone go through it with you step by step so you can understand, take your time, ask questions, and that's what I'm here for. So go to momsensecoaching.com, book your free 30-minute coaching call with me, and we can get you started. There's even a mom type finder on that website that will narrow down your Enneagram type to 3 different types. And then from that result, I can help you figure out, and we can talk about which Enneagram number you feel that you fall in. And then we can go from there and talk about how to use the Enneagram to become more self-aware so you can be the best mom for your kids. All right. So we're getting through this together, and I look forward to hearing from you.